Hello guys, today talk about the United States Blu-ray charts. Of course, this is only America, no other countries included. So, yep, you won't see Canadian sales mixed up like a VZ charts or the box office they include Canada U.S. box office charts. It's only just America Blu-ray sales. So, yep, the number one movie was Sonic the Hedgehog, selling 46,000 copies. And it won't be number one next week. I am sure of that because Trolls World Tour is coming out next week. Yep, it'll probably have like a similar opening to Sonic, but it'll have pretty good rigs considering the world of movies coming out. And then the next release is The Force of Nature, which has been doing really well on VOD and other sites. It didn't come out on theaters, of course. It only came out on VOD and stuff because, of course, of the virus and all that stuff. Onward isn't doing is actually at number 3. It isn't doing too well actually for a Pixar movie. It sold 27,000 copies, but isn't doing too well for a Pixar movie. Stranger Things season 1 that has still it had a massive increase. Don't know why. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is still doing well. The only reason why it's on here is probably because of the other movies coming out. The Call of the Wild is still doing pretty well, along with 1917 and Fast and the Furious. Another movie that is still on the list but has continued to drop as Birds of Prey. It has dropped another 30% for 567,000 copies. Oh yeah, I could go over the other movies. So 1917 sold 1.064 million copies. Fast and Furious sold 1.1 million. And Cold War sold 300,000. So basically that. The Invisible Man is still doing pretty okay for a whole movie on Blu-ray. It has sold 242,000 copies. Knives Out is still having pretty good rigs on Blu-ray. Bad Boys for Life as well, still doing pretty well on Blu-ray. It's not having, amazing rigs, but it's still doing pretty well. Bloodshot is still doing pretty well on Blu-ray, but it's still having pretty good rigs. Turn of the Dark Fate, for some reason, has had a resurgence on Blu-ray and DVD. Midway is still also doing pretty well on Blu-ray. It has sold 60,341 copies. The fact that this movie is still selling on Blu-ray is showing something about how people actually like this movie. Unlike what the critics are telling you. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War is still doing pretty well on Blu-ray. Not surprising. Top Gun is still doing pretty well because it got a 4K re-release. That's Zod. Zod was kicked out of the list. Jumanji still doing pretty well. It will probably sell 1 million copies on Blu-ray alone. Of course, I always say 1 million copies because it includes DVD sales. Because yes, people not everybody buys Blu-ray. Some people buy DVDs still. And yep, The Hunt is not doing pretty well again. But that's not expected because The Hunt is a very controversial movie. And it's that controversy is probably ruining the movie sales. And Dolittle is the only movie that had an increase on the top 20, go up by 3% to the list now. So on 354,000 copies, probably still outselling Little Women in terms of copies. So that's basically it. Goodbye.